Hey folks, I'm Craig and welcome to the Coastal Stoic. Really, I can't tell you how much I appreciate those of you who are watching the videos. It's really quite a lot of fun. This week, we're going to be dealing with how rivers and life, or river is a metaphor for life, or could be a metaphor for life. Last week, Beth and I, we took a trip up to North Carolina to visit some family, and we got the chance to go rafting or ducking down the Nantahala River with my brother. It was fantastic, but it also reminded me of a time where I got to do that same river, same place, same experience, similar experience, I should say, with my sons several years ago, decades ago now. And during that time, I got some advice that I've used in my life and with my classes about falling out of the boat in rough water, because calm seas never made a good sailor. It's the rough times that really define us, and there are times where that rough water sends us right out of the damn boat. We need to be able to handle that. So how do we do it? Well, rather than me talking to you like this, I think let's go on the river. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to do a voiceover on the scenery, the beautiful scenery from the Nantahala up in North Carolina. Join me and let's have some fun. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And next time I'll see you, we'll be on the river. So here we are on the beautiful Nantahala River. That's my brother in front of me there, and my beautiful wife is behind me somewhere. And it was just a perfect day. And it's also a perfect occasion and opportunity to talk about a lesson that I learned decades ago when I took my sons on this same river. And after that, I read books such as Siddhartha, read some philosophy, did more studying on things such as Buddhism, and the notion of a river as a metaphor for life came really into play. What I mean by that is, if we look at something like an experience or a book, let's say Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. Siddhartha, the character, finds enlightenment by the river. The ferryman that he hangs out with after all of his experiences tells him that he has to just listen to the river. We have people such as Mark Twain writing classics like Huck Finn about journeys down the river. And then we have, Heraclitus, who in 500 BC-ish says something that we've paraphrased into, we never step into the same river twice. And around that same time, thousands of miles away, Buddha is cruising around talking about the transience of life and how nothing stays the same and we're always in a state of flux. I think that that's really quite fascinating, and the truth is that we are, and life is, very much like a river. Rises and falls. It has smooth water, it has rough water, it has bends and turns. Sometimes it's treacherous, sometimes it's just serene. Always moving, always cruising, never the same. And the reality is that we really do never step into the same river twice. The water's always changing. And so it is with life. We're born, we grow, we age, and typically, there are anomalies for sure, but we do this. So our lives are similar in that they have boundaries and they have direction, but also similar in that we don't know sometimes when that treacherous water is going to be there. When we're cruising this week, I looked at my brother as we're in one of the serene times and thought, what about the original populace of this area, Native Americans, just eons ago. Like somebody went down this river in something that floats for the first time at some point. And that sense of discovery and excitement I find fascinating. Now, that being said, in life, sometimes shit is the fan. Sometimes we can't control it. Sometimes it gets really hard, as is with rapids. We get into the calm water, we cruise, and then we hear it. And you get the anticipation. And then it's there. And it's hauling ass. And the chaos hits. It could be something that you thought might happen or something completely unforeseen. And sometimes you fall out of the boat and you get yourself in a bind and you get yourself in a situation that you really can't control, because one of our favorite sayings in my household is life got in the way. Sometimes just life just takes over and you aren't in control. And as helpless as we might feel in those moments, we need to understand that we don't control those moments. And here's where the advice comes in. Because years ago, as I took my boys, and they were 8 and 12 or so, 10 and 9 and 13, something around there. But as we get buckled up and get situated to go down this river, there's a safety briefing. And in the safety briefing, they talk about what happens if you fall out of the raft. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, the safety briefing was more on the raft itself then. However, the message is the same. If you fall out in the rapids when you don't have control, if you fall out there, what you need to do, let your PFD, your skills, your knowledge, your trust, your abilities hold you afloat, but you're not going to be able to control your direction that well. Life has control of you. The river has control of you. So what you need to do is point your feet downstream. Let your bottoms, the soles of your feet, be the thing that is protecting you. Don't let them get caught in the bottom. Keep them up high. Cross your feet if you can, or if you need to. Use your hands to kind of guide you to where your feet stay in front of you. And if a rock's coming, let your feet be the thing that guides you away from it. And let the water take you. Let it go. You're not going to be able to control it. You're not going to be able to stop it. But eventually, you're going to get through the rapids. And when you do that, you look for the calm water. Then you stand up, and then you gain control. And in this part of the video, where we're cruising down, that's my wife, Beth, right in front of me. And we're getting ready to go to the last drop, the falls they call it, on the Nantahala. And we've been cruising along, no problems at all. We feel very comfortable, very confident, very similar to times in our lives. And then the rapids pick up here. And there she is. Well, I'm heavier. I'm going a little faster than she. I'm way too close. My mistake. And she's cruising along, just doing just fine. We're getting closer and closer to the falls area. Got good control. The water's coming up. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. We feel like we have everything set. And then we don't. As she's approaching the rock that you're supposed to get close to, she gets caught by it, and up we come right here. She gets broadside, I get next to her, and down I go into the water. There's my duck. I am out. I gotta point my feet down the river and wait for the calm water. I grab my paddle, I see it there, the water is calmed down. There's somebody on the side, which suggests that maybe people can help us out. He throws a line, I get to the calm water, I grab the duck, and everything's great. Now, it could have been worse if I'd been injured, but I wasn't. I followed the instructions, followed the advice. I get into the duck. There's the other people from the tour who went literally over a rock in there, get back into the duck, paddle down the river, all good. That is life, folks. Sometimes you get tossed out of the boat and it takes control of you. You need to be calm, point your feet down the river, don't let them get stuck on the bottom, let the rapids take you, and wait for the calm water, and then make your decisions. Then be smart about it. And that's the lesson for this week, or the talk for this week. I truly appreciate you coming on this journey with me. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, please push like. If you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you on board. Thank you very much, and have a great week.